Welcome to Button and Brick and back to Pavilions. Last time we stepped into Pavilions for the very first time and explored the entrance hall. And this is where we left off, standing just outside the entrance, and we're finally ready to turn around and leave this arrival space behind as we start exploring the rest of the park. Now, in front of us is one of the bigger pieces of this transition, the reflecting pool. As we step away from the entrance hall, one of the first things you'll notice may not be the water, but it's the name of the park itself. We've embedded this directly into the concrete. It's the new Pavilions lettering and logo finished in this metallic bronze, and it's a small detail, but I really like what it does here. You just walk through the entrance. Now the park is saying, you've arrived. Beyond that, the green, you can already see the observation wheel rising up above it. We've explored that relationship from inside the entrance hall in the last walkthrough, but from out here, you can really see how these spaces are starting to connect together. The entrance hall, the pool, the green space beyond, and the wheel become this long visual axis. As we get closer to the water, we've used one of the newly returned features in Planet Coaster, Vista Points. And this gives guests a designated spot to come take in the view. And I think it works particularly well here because this is one of those locations in the park that's really meant to be experienced visually. And from this Vista Point, you're looking straight across the reflecting pool towards the green and the observation wheel beyond it. So before you've even started exploring the rest of Pavilions, you're getting a big preview of what's ahead, a preview of the park, and you haven't even started exploring it yet, but you can already see the pieces of what's waiting for you. And our layout is intentionally open, so guests aren't being funneled through one particular route. They can wander along the water, stop at the seating, take in the landscaping, or continue towards the rest of the park. And as we move along the pool, you'll start noticing the details we've added in. And I'm sure you have already seen these floating light buoys that are scattered across the water in this loose, almost choreographed arrangement dancing. They're very futuristic against the much heavier concrete architecture, and the reflections give the water some movement rather than having the pool just be here as a completely static feature. You've got these points of lights that are constantly creating something different across the surface, and I really like how those reflections move. Gives that kinetic energy. And it's just another layer. And then you see we tucked some lilies in the corner here. It's a really subtle detail, but they help introduce another layer of natural texture into the space, and that's really the idea behind it. Pavilions has a strong architectural language. There's a lot of concrete, hard edges, large walls, buildings, and clean geometric forms, so we want to use small elements to make things feel a little bit softer here and there. You got the concrete, you have the glass, you've got metal, futuristic lights, and then the water and some greenery bringing everything back together. And the architecture around the pool carries that language through from what we were seeing in the entrance hall. Either side are these freestanding concrete walls with no roof overhead and these long stretches of glass. There's another connection back where we use the glass and lighting to keep the architecture feeling open rather than enclosed. And we've used the same lighting sconces from the entrance hall as well, continuing all the way down. So it's some visual cues to let you know this is still all part of the same space and the same place. We've carried light a bit of greenery around with a couple pieces of ivy draping across, down the concrete. And we've added these wooden and concrete benches, which gives guests another reason to stay here for a little while, so you can sit down, feel a little bit more relaxed, look across the water, watch the lights moving across the pool, and just take in the park. And that's what this reflecting pool is doing for Pavilions. It's not an attraction, it's not a queue, it's not even a destination in the traditional sense. I mean, it's the space between arriving and exploring. And as we make our way around the pool to the other side, we get an entirely different perspective. And you see we've also set up another vista point here, so our guests are equally excited and love the view that they get. Now we're looking back at the entrance hall. And that's the focal point. And this is what you can see what this pool is doing for the architecture. The entrance hall is reflected across the water, and then suddenly the space we just walked through becomes part of the view itself. I think that's probably one of my favorite things about this space. One thing is telling you where you're going, the other one's reminding you of where it came from. The two vista points give guests completely different experiences of the same pool. From one side, it's opening up in front of you. From the other side, you're looking back to see how all of it comes together. And as we make our way back around the pool, you'll get another opportunity to see all the details working together. The concrete walls, the glass, the ivy, the lights, the benches, the floating buoys, and all of the reflections across the water. The more you move through this space, the more this pool starts feeling like an object sitting in the middle, or less about it, and like more that it's the thing connecting everything. And that's why I wanted the reflecting pool here. It's not just a decorative body of water. It's creating a visual connection between where you entered and everything that's waiting beyond. And now that we've experienced the pool from the guest level, let's pull back and look at it again as a whole. From another perspective. Wow, from up here, you can really see the entire relationship. With the entrance hall behind us, this reflecting pool stretches out through the center. The green opening up behind it, with the observation wheel rising in the distance beyond. The pool gives the whole arrival sequence a sense of direction. At the same time, it gives you a place to stop and look back, connecting the architecture, the landscape, and the attractions beyond it. And hopefully, when guests walk out of the entrance hall, this is the moment they start to realize how much more there is to explore here. We've officially left the entrance hall, and now Pavilions is beginning to open up. The reflecting pool is the first major space you'll encounter. And from here, we can head into the green park, look at the surrounding buildings, and get a closer look at the observation wheel, eventually discovering what's inside all of these spaces around it. So, that's the reflecting pool. A relatively simple idea, but one that ended up becoming an important part of the overall design of Pavilions. And now that we've seen where the park starts, it's time to see where it goes. And we'll look forward to exploring what's beyond the reflecting pool in the next video. From Button and Brick and Pavilions, until next time.